Alrighty. Topic of today's video is I'm working on the new Wrangler, my 2005 Wrangler I just picked up. And when I bought it, it had two mechanical problems, I guess you'd call it, that I needed to address. And the first one was the air conditioning, or the blower motor. When it was on, it would only blow through the dash, or the dash vents, you know, like the defroster vents inside. So I was able to kind of use that as a bargaining tool to lower the price of the Jeep. And another thing that was wrong with it is the four-wheel drive light on the dash would not come on when four-wheel drive was engaged. And I was making sure that four-wheel drive was engaged. I mean, I could feel it binding up when I try to turn it, like a tight turn. So I knew it was on, but the light wasn't coming on. And it's kind of a common issue with these Jeeps. There's a switch on the transfer case that usually goes bad. So I'm going to address those two issues real quick. So immediately I thought with the dash controls, just like most vehicles, it's vacuum controlled. So, you know, as soon as I got the Jeep home, I took a peek under the hood here, and over here on the passenger side, right here is where the vacuum line comes out, and this is the only vacuum line that runs in to the inside. And then there's a little T, and it goes this way and runs down over here, and then it goes this way. And I followed it along the manifold, or along the firewall here, and it comes right here and goes down and plugs on to the intake right here. And this was actually just disconnected from the intake. Pull it off of here. And the end of it had gotten coated in oil and had fallen off. So there was a pretty decent vacuum leak. It ran perfect though. So, but sure enough, as soon as I plugged it onto the port over here, I went in and tested it, and all the functions worked correctly with the heater at that point. It would blow through the vents, the floor, etc. when you changed it. So that was an easy fix. Alright, so now we're under the Jeep, and we're going to address this second issue. And we're looking at the back of the transfer case here, and up on the top, which you can't see on camera, there is the sensor that screws into the top, and that's what tells the light on the dash that it's in four-wheel drive. There's two possibilities for sensors. It depends on which transfer case you have. There's the NP231 and the 241 transfer case, and this is the new process gear 231 that I have. And you can tell if you look at the tag on the back of the transfer case, you'll see that it says right there on the tag what model it is. But for the most part, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like the Rubicons had the 241 transfer case, and pretty much all the other Jeeps were the 231. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. It's just what I kind of gathered from it. But 241 is probably a little bit better of a case. But the reason I say that is they use a different sensor, and the sensor for the 231 is much cheaper. It's about $10 versus the sensor for the 241, which is $60 to $80. So I guess I'm glad that I have the 231 in this case. But anyway, I have the old sensor unplugged, and it is a little connector right in the middle of the shot there, and it's just sitting there. And then we will be using a 7/8 inch socket, and you'll need a deep socket, 7/8 inch, and I'm going to stick that up on top of the transfer case with a 1/2 inch ratchet and turn it out. Kind of tight squeeze up in here. You got to feel around that wiggled on there. Alright, it's kind of tight, but broke it loose. I can get it out by hand. Yep. Okay. So there's our old sensor. So 7/8. There is an O-ring that goes around the bottom of it. Get our new sensor out. And just for reference, I'm using the Dorman one. Mixed reviews on it. There's the part number. So we'll see if it works. Instead of buying the Mopar one. So I got the O-ring on the new sensor. We'll get it in there by hand. Also, real quick, there is one way to test this. You can actually jumper the pins on the connector while you have the connector unplugged, like with a paper clip, jumper the two pins together. And then turn the key on, and if the light comes on in your dash, that's how you know it's the sensor or something with the transfer case. Not necessarily the bulb burnout. Alright, got it plugged in. So we're done under here. Alright, we're in the Jeep. Go ahead and turn the key forward here. Pop it in 4-wheel drive. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well that's not good. Well, so far it doesn't work, so I'm going to try one more thing. Some people said that you had to take the O-ring off and just use a little bit of like Teflon on it and try that, so we'll give it a shot, see what happens. So that Dorman part did not work. The 4-wheel drive light did not work, so had to wait a couple days and ordered the genuine Mopar part. Here's your part number for reference. Ordered it from Cork Parts on eBay. It's like $27, so a little bit more pricey, but hopefully this does the trick. So I'm going to crawl under there, screw this one in, plug it in. We'll see if it works. Alright, just got done screwing that in down there. Let's turn the key forward. Pop in 4-wheel drive. Oh, look at that. It works. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't buy crappy aftermarket parts when it comes to electronics. Always go with OEM. Thought I'd save a few bucks, and that was the problem. Alright, well, hopefully this video helped you out. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Thanks.